What's up, y'all? We're checking out Out and About thanks to future friends. I've been looking forward to this game since the Wholesome Direct, and it's finally coming out. As someone who is interested in biology and have done some ecological work, I really wanted to see how they approached learning more about plant identification, but also incorporating it into a game. So let's see how they accomplish that. But first, we have to make a character. And as usual, I think I did a pretty good job. So in Out and About, we wake up during a visit to our grandma's town in a tent, and we receive a call from her asking us to help her and the townsfolk repair a coastal town that is in bad shape after a storm. We're greeted by scenic views of what seems to be an ocean town and the rubble left over from the terrible storm. I found myself wanting to admire the scenery every chance that I could. While on this journey, you come across many faces who you become familiar with as you complete your day-to-day tasks in an effort to return the town to its former glory. Plant identification cards are a great feature with real-life applications and scientific names for the plants. They actually include real key identifiers and real-life applications for using these plants in both medicinal and other uses. A key mechanic of the game is identifying plants in patches. And in doing so, you need to compare the traits within a given patch and look for identifiers on each plant identification card, which also includes their names in different languages. When examining plants, you get to compare two different species and make your own observations by changing the perspective to see different stems, different leaf compositions, to choose which plant you think it is, and if you can find the right characteristics, you can correctly identify them. We're also taught how to harvest plants, and do so in a mindful way that doesn't lead to us taking more than what we need. The plants have a health bar that indicates how much you're taking away, and you do not want to get so many leaves that you end up in the red. Like in real life, foraging has its limitations. Sorting is another feature in the game that moves items that you're carrying in your basket into your inventory to be used as cooking and crafting ingredients. Another product of sorting is that it allows you to gain one of the few currencies in the game known as curiosity points. So, you have to be very careful when deciding which plant is which, as you will not get curiosity points if you're incorrect. Like I previously mentioned, sorting gives you the ability to use the plants that you foraged as cooking ingredients, so let's talk about cooking. Cooking involves the help of the townsfolk that you've met. Depending on who you choose to cook with you, they can provide you with some bonuses. So the more you build these relationships with the people of Portobello, the better the food you will make, which will lead to higher profits when you end up selling your goods. Like here. Whenever you're selling your food, you're selling to multiple people, so be sure to choose wisely when determining which food you want to sell to which person, as everyone's requests and wants are different. Though it's really fun to identify plants and do some cooking, it's important to remember what we're here for. We want to help rebuild the town of Portobello, and the way we do that is through a little app on our phone called Our Porto. When you have sufficient currency, you can complete the task, and typically it provides you with access to new locations that you couldn't previously reach. Without spoiling too much, you find out that everything isn't what it seems. And there are other people interested in the rebuilding of Portobello, but maybe not for the right reasons. I haven't gone too far to find out what they're here for, but I honestly can't wait. So one of the downsides of the game would be navigating to tasks and using the map. The map's really useful as it tells you what plants are available in each location, but when you're trying to run around and find different townsfolk, it can be difficult to find them only using the compass on the top of the screen. It can be helpful if they incorporate some in-world icons that you can see as you're looking around, but this definitely doesn't take away from the overall gameplay. Something to note is I believe the game is still in early access, so I also expect some of the interactable elements to be improved upon, such as things like this. Otherwise, I think this is a beautiful game. Some bugs here and there, but they don't take away from the overall experience. This game takes an interesting take on foraging, and I think it successfully blends gaming and learning. I look forward to playing the game for many more hours, and hopefully this review helps you make your decision on whether or not you want to spend your time with this. Thank you again to future friends, and best of luck to the dev team. You have something special here.